Resident Evil. Getting a reboot, getting remade, going back to what made it awesome, back to its roots of survival horror. Well, in a recent interview with IGN, a longtime Resident Evil producer who's been around since Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, Masachika Kawata, went on to say that a reboot, it basically seems essential, that if it did in fact reboot, that, you know, it would not just suddenly not be Resident Evil. And it's mostly in reference to what it's like right now. If you look at from Resident Evil 4 up to 6 right now, and I don't count Operation Raccoon City because that's just... That's an AIDS-infected butthole, and nobody wants to see that, all fucking pussing and oozing and just shitting all over itself. Because that's pretty much what the controls and the gameplay and the story and everything was like. But anyhow, onto something more positive. See, Resident Evil has become much more action-oriented by comparison to what it was like originally, where the action was much more slower-paced. You were limited on the amount of ammo, the amount of weapons that you got. You know, it was more about the ambience and the environments and the fucking jump scares. And then you had, like, puzzles all over the fucking place instead of quick-time events and tons of non-stop action, waist-high walls, and fucking enemies that were actually shooting back at you. Hunters, lickers, and all the other random shit that was in earlier Resident Evil never decided to go and pull out an AK-47, some fucking dual-wielding Uzis, go and jump in fucking slow motion or something. If they did, it would be fucking ridiculous looking, quite frankly. It would be kind of funny. There would be no horror behind it. It would just be horrible, fucking, why is this happening? I'm dying inside, just fucking, please stop. Raping everything I love. Up, shoulder deep, up. Nope, that's right. You're a bodysuit now. Sphincter first. But a reboot, a remake, going back to the original formula, I'm all for it. I truly am. Based off of one main thing. I look at the Resident Evil remake on GameCube. I look at that as the best foundation to start with. Capcom, if you want to know how to make Resident Evil right again, instead of living in the shadow of all these Western shooter games that you're trying to go and basically garner the audience's attention of, and say, oh, come over here, we can do that too, plus trying to feebly maintain your core audience that made you into the fucking powerhouse juggernaut of a fucking franchise, a big-time company that you are, okay? You're going and half-assing all this stuff at the end of the day. So you're a jack of all trades and a master of none. Master of unlocking. That you are fucking not. The only thing that you're unlocking is rage. Tons and tons of rage. Because the people that you're trying to get the attention of could really give a shit less whatsoever because they are busy playing their games. If somebody wants to play a Call of Duty or a fucking Gears of War game, guess what they're going to do? Play a Call of Duty or Gears of War game. But if somebody wants to play Resident Evil, they'll go and play Resident Evil. But if Resident Evil isn't like Resident Evil anymore, then you're fucked. And as you all can see, new fans, old fans, Resident Evil has pretty much just lost its way, lost its vision. I think that Capcom is kind of getting that hint from all the tons and tons of fans out there that have been voicing their concerns, their grievances, and just overall the animosity that they have towards the company and towards the franchise just going to shit. Now, I'm not saying that it has to be exactly like the old games, but quite frankly, it would be a breath of fresh air, and that's really the truth. You figure that the old Resident Evil games, they were unique for the time because nothing else was really like them for the most part that most console owners had known. I mean, the closest thing that we had at the time was Alone in the Dark, and nobody really knew about them. By comparison, Alone in the Dark and Resident Evil are, even though they're similar, are still quite different from one another. But if you went and you took, like, the Resident Evil remake on GameCube, and you made that again, okay, we've already heard rumors about the Resident Evil 2 HD remake, them from doing it from the ground up, and I'm hoping that's done up just like that one. Well, if you have this same exact mindset, and you're going into it, and you're trying to make the main focus, but scaring the living shit out of the player, you know, having this real moody music, it's real slow, real subtle, you know, you don't really hear it all that much. Then all of a sudden it starts thundering and booming at all the right moments. You know, fucking fixed camera angles that's going to go and add to the atmosphere. It makes it like a movie. You know, like, okay, in Resident Evil 2, before you meet the Licker, that one camera angle where it's peering in through the window, I remember thinking that was one of the coolest fucking things I'd ever seen. And I still think it's pretty unique, even to this day. Because it was cinematic. It was just really, really neat. And, I mean, just, that's a very, 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 very small, granular fucking example, but it's one that can go a long way if they look to that. Like, you know, alright, well, we have to find all the cornerstones to what makes Resident Evil. Scaring the shit out of people. The newer Resident Evils, nobody's fucking scared of, quite frankly. Like, nobody is fucking scared of them. Not even fucking remotely. Even the people that are quite squeamish and are fucking easily scared are not scared of them. Children can play them and they're not bothered because it's a fucking shooting gallery. Okay, you might as well just... Alright, you have monsters popping up. It's like you have a horde of 50 zombies. In the earlier Resident Evils, if we saw like 50 zombies, we were like... Fuck! Like, didn't know what to do, and quite frankly, we were up shit creek without no fucking paddle, no scuba gear whatsoever. You weren't fucking Scuba Steve. You were just fucking swimming against the current of fucking diarrhea with your mouth open, fucking getting pink eye, obviously, at the end of the day, and it just fucking sucked. In newer Resident Evils, you're just like, grenade, 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 all lay some fucking mines. Oh, wait, is that Nemesis? Rocket launcher, oh my god! It did not fucking matter anymore. You were killing everything in sight. It was just a big fucking shooting gallery. Like, when I saw a hunter for the first time, I wanted to shit fucking bricks and just basically make a stove to go and fucking make dinner on. I was just like, oh my god, I can't believe this thing's coming after me. And it's like, duh, 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 and then, and I'm like, no! But, yeah, newer Resident Evil's like shotgun blast, and you stick your fucking arm through, wave to all the other enemies, and then fucking lob more grenades at them, fucking take out your machine gun. Real fucking scary. Oh, horrifying, absolutely. Oh, regenerating health. No, no, no. Back in my day, we were mixing herbs, motherfucker. But, seriously. Bring back the scares. Scares would be awesome. Bring back the motherfucking puzzles. Quite frankly, I love the shit out of them. Even if the concept of having this elaborate mansion that you need all these crests and keys and move around all this goofball shit, I don't care if it didn't make any fucking sense. It was unique, it was different, it was fun. It doesn't need to make sense. It's a video game. It's a form of fucking fiction I want to be able to enjoy. Bring back the fucking gore. That's something that I noticed that the newer Resident Evils are kind of lacking. I want to see motherfuckers getting impaled. I want to see people getting de-limbed, fucking decapitated. Okay, Dead Space has that shit down pat. I want to see that applied to Resident Evil. Is it really necessary? No, but you want to know what? In all horror movies, especially slasher flicks, it drives a point home and you remember that shit. It just gets instilled into your fucking brain. You're like, man, that part was so fucking badass. You know, I still remember to this day when Wesker was just like, hey, they're tyrants, so I was just thinking, it just gets tossed. I was just like, fuck yeah. Or in Resident Evil 4, Leon fucking chainsaw. And his head's just like, okay, I gotta go now. It tumbles right the fuck off. But, honestly, the newer Resident Evils try too fucking hard to be all this shit that's not. I mean, Resident Evil 6 was trying to be like a fucking Hollywood blockbuster movie with all this fucking action and quick time events out the fucking dick. No. And then it's trying to be a fucking third-person shooter that's going and catering to a big audience with fucking all these online features and stuff like that. Is it really all that bad? No, but the fucking fact is, it doesn't feel like Resident Evil. It feels like I'm playing an action game that has Resident Evil skin on it, and the name, and the fucking title. It just, you know, Leon's campaign was like the closest fucking thing that we got to it. That was the part that I enjoyed the most. Everything else, I was like, Like Resident Evil 5, yeah, the entire game, I was like, oh man, this is, I hope, is there a good part? Really? No? This? But they're still better than Operation Raccoon City. Operation Raccoon City made me want to play Resident Evil Gaiden. As a matter of fact, Razor Fist had made a video talking about like top 5 turds of gaming for 2012 and mentioned Operation Raccoon City. And I had said, you know, it made me want to go play Resident Evil Gaiden on Game Boy Color to go and get a real Resident Evil fix. It didn't make me want to play the GameCube version of Resident Evil 2. Nothing makes me want to play that at all. I'm pretty sure that that's like used as some kind of fucking overseas torture or some shit. It's just like, give us the information! I won't tell you anything. We'll make you play Resident Evil 2 on the fucking GameCube. Do you want that? Okay, I'll give up all the info. I freaking, oh my god, I suck this time. I don't even like touching that thing. What the fuck did they do with that D-pad? And why does he move like that? I can't even see the screen. So, yeah. That's pretty much that. But I seriously, I confess, I love the Resident Evil series to no fucking end. But I think that they need to just go back to basics. Does it need to be an absolute fucking reboot of everything? Not really. If they want to, I'm fine with it, so long as they're doing it right. But I'm one of those people. I'm always skeptical of everything. I'm always skeptical. So, if you're gonna do it right. Don't fuck it up this time. Don't try to do a bunch of random ass shit. Make a survival horror game. You want to make an action game? You want to make a third-person shooter game? That's fine. Go make it on your own fucking time. Or if you really want to cash on the Resident Evil name, make it its own separate fucking thing. I mean, you had Umbrella Chronicles and Darkside Chronicles. They're separate. They're on-rail shooters. That's fucking awesome, okay? Keep it that way. You had Resident Evil Survivor. It was like a gun-con, weird fucking controlling game. Unfortunately, our version here was crippled. Everybody else got a really good version of it. Because I had gun-con support instead of just moving the D-pad around being like... Huh. You know, you had the Outbreak series, which was kind of like their foray into, like, you know, the whole online scene. Again, separate. You want to do that? That's fine. Just keep it separate. Keep the main canon series as a survival horror experience. And stop with all this fucking, like, online shit and co-op shit. I quite frankly think it's fucking silly and pointless. You want to make it an extra mode? Or New Game Plus? Or some shit like that? That's fine. But I'm never scared when I have another person there backing me up. It's the truth. I'm just not scared. That person's got my back and they're shooting shit. Or it's a fucking AI control person who's like picking up all the ammo and I'm just like, fucking stop it. Even if I can fucking go into the inventory system and go and take all the stuff out and switch it around, I don't want to have to do that. I just want to go through the game. Be scared. Ah, monster. Oh. You know, that's all. That's all I want to do. I want fucking elaborate puzzles. That's really cool. And Umbrella. I want Umbrella there. Umbrella's like a main staple in it. And oh, and Barry Burton. Bring back fucking Barry. I want Barry Burton. I want Billy. And I want Hunk all in a game. That's what I want. If you can have them all in a game together, that'd be fantastic. I think that would be like the most awesome shit ever. And, you know, make that happen. In any way possible. That would be the most awesome shit ever, because for some reason they're like the C list as far as like the Resident Evil characters go. I don't understand why, because I think they fucking kick ass. But anyway, so when it comes to Resident Evil, do you all out there think that it needs rebooted? Do you think that it needs remade? Do you think that they should just change it back to the original formula? You know, do you want the tank controls? Do you want, like, the modernized controls just in, like, the old school setting? Do you want the fixed camera angles, or do you want to be able to control the camera? You know, what characters do you want? What kind of setting? Just name it. You know, I want to go back to basics. If it has to be a reboot, that's fine. But we already have one Resident Evil remake, so that's why I don't feel that a complete reboot is needed. Because then you'll have, like, 3 Resident Evil 1s. That's just too fucking many. At least to me. So, what are your opinions? Maybe you think that it's fine just the way it is, and motherfuckers that are complaining about this shit need to get their fucking heads checked. You know, you could think that. That's all good. That's gravy. Gravy, baby. So, anyway, these are the opinions of a survival horror fan, of a longtime Resident Evil fan, and it's something like, I actually tried making this video like 2 days ago, and it got all fucked up and I couldn't upload it, so it's like, hot damn, I'm gonna do it today, so that's why I'm talking about it now, and everybody's just like, why haven't you talked about it, Alpha? And then, well, that's why, because it got fucked up, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Ah, yes. So anyway. Share your opinions, thoughts, feelings. I already fucking did on that entire thing. That sound like the putties from Power Rangers. Anyway, this is AlphaOmegaSin. As always, nerds, nerdettes, and gamers, game the fuck on.